Welcome back, your support is important for us. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for daily weather forecast. Let us start in southern Ontario, where yesterday's storm system has finally moved on, but has not left without a parting gift. Saturday was active across southern Ontario. That low-pressure system brought its round of showers through the region and pushed the unsettled weather eastward. Sunday is the recovery day, and for the most part that recovery looks encouraging. Skies are clearing and conditions are improving through the afternoon. But the morning is a different story. It is going to be chilly as you wake up on Mother's Day across southern Ontario. Frost warnings are on the radar for this morning, continuing a pattern that has made this first stretch of May feel far more like early April than the spring month it is supposed to be. Temperatures are sitting below seasonal across southern Ontario, and that below seasonal chill is going to be the defining characteristic of your Sunday morning. Through the afternoon things improve noticeably. That clearing trend takes hold, the temperatures climb towards something more reasonable, and the afternoon across southern Ontario is going to feel like the spring day you have been waiting for. But keep the umbrella nearby. There will be some spurts of rainfall here and there as that system continues to work its way east. Nothing heavy, nothing organized, just the occasional reminder that the atmosphere is still transitioning. The overall Sunday picture for southern Ontario is one of gradual improvement, with the afternoon being considerably more pleasant than the morning. Now we move into Quebec, and the story here is actually one of the more encouraging ones in today's forecast. That same system that brought rain to southern Ontario is now pushing into the St. Lawrence region and delivering a round of morning showers to wake up to across Montreal, Quebec City, and the surrounding areas. But here is the good news. That system is moving. It is not stalling. It is not lingering the way systems have been doing all week. By the time we push into Sunday afternoon, conditions across Quebec are clearing beautifully. The St. Lawrence corridor from Montreal up into Quebec City is looking gorgeous through the afternoon hours. If you have Mother's Day plans outdoors in Quebec this afternoon, the forecast is working in your favor. By the time we head into Monday, the clearing continues, though the umbrella still has a role to play here and there with some isolated moments of light rainfall possible. Now let us head east to Atlantic Canada, because this is where the most significant and developing weather story of the coming days is unfolding. The rain that moved through Ontario and Quebec does not stop at the Quebec border. It keeps pushing east and it is heading straight for the Maritimes. Those showers are beginning to push into the Maritime provinces today, and the accumulation is going to be most concentrated across central parts of New Brunswick. If you are in the Moncton area or through central New Brunswick, rainfall totals through the end of the weekend are going to be meaningful. But the story gets more serious as we push into Monday and Tuesday, because that is when this moisture really starts to peak for Newfoundland. The island is going to see this rainfall build and intensify through the early part of the work week. And layered on top of the rainfall concern is the wind. Wind gusts of 69 to 74 kilometers per hour are being forecast for parts of Atlantic Canada as this system develops. Those are not minor gusts. Those are the kind of wind speeds that bring down tree branches, cause coastal damage, and knock out power. Wreck house warnings and wreck house area advisories are already in place, and if you are in those warned zones, you need to take this seriously. Secure anything that could become a projectile in winds of that strength, and be prepared for the possibility of power outages as we move into the start of the week. In terms of wind and rain together, Halifax is one of the areas being watched most closely for the potential of heavier rainfall amounts during peak instability. There are pockets of heavy rain possible here, not just steady light rainfall but moments of intense downpours, which adds to the concern about localized flooding and drainage issues across the city. Now we cross the country and head west, where the story shifts dramatically. British Columbia is seeing some onshore flow bringing rainfall into parts of the coast, and there are some pockets of heavier rainfall possible with a little instability mixed in. The pattern across BC is one where you could have a moment of heavier rain followed by a clearing sky, which makes planning difficult but which also means the worst of it is brief rather than sustained. In terms of overall accumulation through the weekend, the totals are not particularly impressive. And that is the fundamental problem. British Columbia needs this rain. The wildfire season has already seen one wildfire burning out of control, and while the situation could be far worse, the dry conditions across the interior and lower mainland are not being meaningfully addressed by what is falling this weekend. The rainfall is largely staying coastal and is not penetrating into the interior where it would do the most good. Alberta is a similar story in terms of precipitation need. The province has been warm, above seasonal in many areas, and the rain that would help moderate the fire risk has simply not been arriving in the quantities needed. That same system that brought coastal rainfall to British Columbia is now moving eastward and will bring another round of showers to Alberta. There are some pockets of heavier rainfall possible here as well, with some instability mixed in, and that is something being watched closely. Above seasonal temperatures continue across much of Alberta, making this one of the warmer stretches the province has seen. Saskatchewan deserves a specific mention today because there is a situation developing there that goes beyond a simple weather forecast. In central parts of the province, around Prince Albert, there are severe flooding conditions already in place. And with another round of rain moving in through Monday morning, that flooding situation is being watched very closely. More rainfall on already saturated ground in an area already dealing with severe flooding is a serious concern. If you are in central Saskatchewan, stay informed, stay connected to local emergency management information, and be ready to act if the flooding situation in your area deteriorates. Manitoba is sitting a little cooler than its prairie neighbors, with temperatures below seasonal across the province. The unsettled weather pattern that has gripped central Canada all week has Manitoba firmly in its reach, and the improvement is coming, but it is coming slowly. Up in the northern regions, a low-pressure system is bringing showers to parts of the Northwest Territories and the Yukon today. As that system pushes further east toward where the upper-level trough is located, that precipitation is going to transition to snow along the coastal regions of Nunavut. In contrast, areas like Yellowknife and Fort Smith are actually seeing some of those warmer temperatures that the ridge is generating, sitting a little warmer in fact than parts of southern Ontario on this Mother's Day morning. So here is where things stand as we wrap up this forecast. Southern Ontario has a chilly start but a clearing and improving afternoon. Keep the frost concern in mind for the morning and keep the umbrella nearby for occasional light showers, but the afternoon looks encouraging. Quebec is clearing nicely through the afternoon with a beautiful Sunday shaping up along the St. Lawrence. Atlantic Canada is watching a developing and serious wind and rain event building through Monday and Tuesday, with Newfoundland in the peak zone and wind warnings already in effect for some areas. British Columbia and Alberta need rain and are not getting nearly enough of it where it matters most. Saskatchewan is monitoring a flooding situation in the central regions with more rain on the way. And across the north, a low brings showers and eventually snow to Nunavut while the warmer ridge keeps the Northwest Territories surprisingly comfortable. To every mother watching this forecast this morning, we hope your Sunday afternoon delivers exactly the kind of sky and warmth you deserve. Stay safe, stay aware, and we will have your updated forecast coming up. Do not go anywhere.